Everywhere we go, we're surrounded by advertisements, books, magazine articles, movies, friends, and social events, all focused on one thing: falling in love. We're wired for it and trained for it, almost from the time that we first become aware of its existence, to aim for our own happily ever afters. But then what? Rom-coms and TV shows rarely ever cover what happens after the whirlwind romance, after the passionate kiss, or after the fairy tale wedding, leaving many people unprepared for how to build and maintain a relationship after it's been created. So what do happy and fulfilling relationships look like after some time has passed? Popular myths assert that happiness decreases as the first fires of passion fade or change, that marriage or children make life boring or unsatisfying, or that divorce is inevitable. Dr. Sue Johnson, a therapist, author, and dedicated expert on the science and understanding of relationships, asserts that these things are not necessarily true. People have just lost or forgotten how to maintain and nurture their relationships.
Dr. Johnson says that building a secure bond or relationship has 3 elements, and these apply whether you're single and looking for someone who will bring out the best in you, or you're already in a secure relationship or marriage that want to make it even better. First, do you pay attention when your partner needs you? In an ideal world, we'd all be completely open with our significant others, tell them when we need them, and explain exactly how they could help. Love would be a simple matter of listening to instructions and acting on them. Instead, many of us hold things back, not always intentionally. Your partner may feel overwhelmed or not want to bother you with their problems. This is how I react actually, and I don't always share things openly with Hannah at first. Your partner may not even be sure of what they're feeling or why they're feeling that way, let alone how you can help. And that means that the first step in improving your relationship is simply to pay attention. You know your loved one better than almost anyone else. You know when they're sad or stressed out, when they're worried about or preoccupied with something. And chances are you know more than a few ways of cheering them up, asking about their feelings, or even just spending time with them. Of course, none of us is perfect at noticing everything, but nothing on your cell phone, no work project or video is more important than them, right? Your job is to make sure that they know that.
Second, do you respond to their needs or fear and offer comfort? Are they tired? Are they discouraged? Are they excited? Did something happen at work? One of the greatest relationship skills you can ever learn is empathy. Can you see things from your partner's point of view? Can you understand how they're feeling? If you can't really understand what they're thinking or feeling, why not? It can be really difficult to get inside someone else's head and heart, but if that's the case, the best thing to do is practice. Understanding how your love is really feeling will help you respond to their needs. They might need a hug, a listening ear, someone to spend time with, or someone to vent to. Even in the bedroom, people are most satisfied by relationships with people who understand what they enjoy and can read how they're feeling.
Lastly, are you really there mentally and emotionally when you spend time with your partner? You know the difference. Most of us have been there. When in a moment of feeling lonely or talking to a friend or loved one, we realize that they weren't really paying attention. Maybe they were on their phone. Maybe they were busy talking to us, but not really listening to what we were saying. Maybe their attention was drifting to a TV or the computer. Ironically, living in the midst of devices built to better connect us to the world and the ones we love, how often do we get lost in the sea of entertainment choices and all the things trying to get our attention? This does not mean that you can't enjoy all of these things, but you should also make a conscious effort to be there and really spend time with your significant other. It doesn't have to be complicated. Take 10 minutes to lay aside all distractions and ask your partner about their day. If you play a game with them or go on a date or outing, really enjoy the time. Make time at night to talk or cuddle or connect with your loved one more than you curl up with your phone in bed. Because relationships don't stay static. They either grow and deepen or fade with time and neglect. None of us are perfect, but you can make a habit of consciously doing things every day to strengthen your bond together. So pay attention, listen, spend quality time. and continue trying to understand better. 5 to 10 minutes a day can really make all the difference.
You might have noticed that the title for this video is not Finding a Soulmate, but Becoming Soulmates. It requires effort from both sides. When we love each other, we want to do whatever we can to strengthen that relationship, and we can learn how to love each other more perfectly from Christ, who loves us completely and unselfishly. This is the kind of love that brings the greatest joy. One of our church leaders, Henry B. Eyring, said, "The joys of relationships come from putting the welfare of others above our own. That is what love is. And the sorrow comes primarily from selfishness, which is the absence of love."
And I found that prayer really helps me to have this more Christ-like, unselfish love for Hannah. When I sincerely pray for her, which I should do more often, or when we even pray together, it really makes a difference. It's like the Lord fills my heart with even more love for her.
One element of relationships that is often misrepresented in society and the media is sexual love and its role in healthy relationships. 70% of unhappy couples say that sex is one of the leading reasons why they're unhappy in their relationship. But when researchers asked happy couples the factors that contributed the most to their successful relationships, sex was mentioned much, much less, by less than 25% of them. According to Dr. Johnson, sexual problems are a symptom of an unhappy relationship, not a cause. As we already mentioned briefly, people are most happy in their sexual relationships when they feel loved, safe, and bonded to their partner. In fact, cuddling, foreplay, and pillow talk, along with other bonding activities, actually produce a longer-lasting serotonin effect in the brain than orgasm for both partners. In other words, they make you happier for longer. When sex becomes a sincere expression of love and care, as well as physical passion, it strengthens their relationship. Bonding creates trust. Trust makes people more open and more adventurous and passionate, and the physical climax leads to pleasure as well as a greater bond. It's a strengthening circle that is most likely to happen when both partners are tuned into each other and their love, rather than just chasing the feeling of orgasm. So great sex is not really the defining factor in a relationship. Healthy sex supports greater love, understanding, and caring, which makes relationships happier and longer lasting. So amazing sex is the result of a loving relationship and trust, rather than any specific sexual technique or expertise in the bedroom.
The last thing that we wanted to cover in this video are love languages, which can basically help you understand your partner better, how they give love and what they need, as well as letting them know what you need in your relationships. You may have already heard about them. There are 5 different ways that humans usually express love, and each person would rate them differently in importance, but most people have 1 or 2 dominant ways that they give love and also want to receive it. They are touch, words, quality time, service, and gift giving. Often, romantic partners prefer different love languages from each other, and this can lead to missed signals, feeling unfulfilled, or even not recognizing when your loved one is trying to connect with you. The key is recognizing the kind of love they prefer and how they are giving you love. Maybe your partner doesn't tell you they love you often, but they clean your car every week. That would mean that they are better at giving love through service rather than words, which would mean that most likely they would feel more loved if you did more active service for them.
For example, one of my primary love languages is touch, and I'm married to a guy who is not a hugger. It's just not his thing. But even knowing that, when I see him feeling stressed, my first instinct is to give him a hug because it's what I would want. But it's not what he needs or how he feels loved the most. The way he feels loved the most is actually service. If I spend effort cooking his favorite meal or helping him with his work.
And I've learned that hugs and kisses and touch are very important to her. So I make a conscious effort to give her hugs often, even if it's not what I would normally do. So what love languages are most meaningful for you and make you feel the most safe and loved? Do you feel most loved when your partner does the dishes or cooks a meal for you? Or when they give you the perfect thoughtful gift? Or when they spend time with you doing something fun? When they take you in their arms? Or is it when they actually tell you how much they love you?
What about your partner? Can you pinpoint which type of love is most meaningful for them? Think about it for a minute and then check with them to see if you're right. Do they know what type of love is your favorite? Once you both know this, you can focus your efforts better on doing things for them that will make them feel cherished, which will improve your relationship and your love. When do you feel most safe and loved in your relationship? Try writing down things your partner does that make you feel that way the most. Then write down the things you do that you think make your partner feel the most safe and loved. Have your partner do it too, and then you can compare lists. Imagine a time when you felt completely safe, cherished, and loved, and think of things that your spouse does or has done that make you feel that way. How can you encourage, ask for, or support these moments?
One thing that we all want is to be sure that the person we love really loves us and is there for us. What can you do to show your significant other that you are there for them and that they are loved and cherished? Take a look at the goals we provided for this level and then find opportunities to love and bond with your partner more. See you next time.